I'm about to share with you the top secret recipe to living the life you've always dreamed of. And it's the element that was missing for me that held me back for so many years in my life. And it took me about 1.5 years of being on this personal growth journey to figure it out. But once I did, everything started to change, and it led me to doing what I'm doing right now, helping people just like you find your best life so you can share it with others and help them find their best life. We're going to get right into it. I'm Jim Y'all, by the way. I share this kind of thing all the time here. If that's something that helps you in your life, you want to live a better life, have a better financial picture, have better relationships, live your dreams, live the world that you want to live in, this is the place to do it. I invite you to subscribe below. There's a link below if you want to talk about working with me one-on-one and how I can help you on a more personal level to find exactly who you are, and what you're truly capable of doing. But here's how I found it. It started for me with Bob Proctor way back in the day, about 1.5 years ago. I'm almost 2 years ago now. I got on this journey, and Bob helped me to create my first intention statement. An intention statement is just a personal, powerful, present tense statement is what I like to say about it, that reflects the life you want to live as if you're already living it. In other words, you pack it with powerful emotion, you say it in the present tense as if it already is, and you state the life you want to live as if you're living it now. And it programs your subconscious, in a nutshell, to believe that you are living that life, and you start attracting all kinds of things in your life, and you begin to live that life, and I promise you it works. Here's a quick example. Here's my intention statement that's on the background of my phone right now that says the very thing that I want to live and I am living, and it brings more and more of it into my life this last 1.5 years. Mine is this: I am so happy and grateful now, present tense, that I have an abundance of time and money to spend with the people I love on the things I love, and I share this abundance with others. And it's brought all kinds of abundance into my life. I'll tell you a quick little story about this and how it's impacted me in a very small personal way just the last couple of days. I was getting some change at work from somebody the other day, and I paid for I don't remember, a battery I think I had for my key fob at work. And I don't generally carry cash around, but I had some cash in the little money clip on my wallet, and I got the change for this, and I was putting the change in cash back into my wallet, and I had so much cash in my wallet that I couldn't hardly get it into the money clip. And I told my wife, you know what, the reality hit me that we went through a lot of lean years working in ministry and those kind of things, where a luxury was to go to McDonald's, and eat out. And we called that eating out, to go to McDonald's at that time. And our life has changed so much since those days. And I said, that abundance of cash reminded me that I just have an overflow. I can't even fit the cash in my wallet that I had on hand at that moment, and how my whole life has become like that. It's just this, and it's not just money, it's just this flow of energy, of power, of love, of passion, of this coaching business that I started here online taking off. My sales position that I've held for the last few years just exploded seemingly overnight as I began to get a hold of these concepts. And I'm getting to the main thing, trust me. So I started with that intention statement. And then I began to read a lot of Joe Dispenza. And I started to understand what Joe taught about how to truly change your life. And it's really just 4 things. It's changing the thoughts that you think, because your thoughts are driving who you are. Thoughts become things. That's what Joe would say in our lives. So you change your thinking. And when you change your thinking, you start to change your feelings. Feelings are really where the power's at in life, because you start to feel who you are in a real way. And that kind of, it reaffirms your beliefs, if you want to say that, in your mind, because you're not just thinking it, you're feeling it. You think, I'm unworthy, I'm unable, I'm limited, I would, but I don't have this, I could, but I can't. And we have all these excuses, as Wayne Dyer would say, and Excuses Be Gone, a great book, by the way, that we make about why we're not living the life that we could be living. You got to get rid of the excuses. Joe would say you do it by changing your thoughts, changing your feelings, changing your behaviors, because your behaviors change when you start thinking and feeling in a new way. And then that changes, number 4, your beliefs, what you really do believe about what's possible. And once that changes, it's off the table. You can be anything you want to be, because you've created a new belief system about yourself. And now you can live in that new you with a new identity. Good morning. Lots of folks out here walking today, so sorry for the interruptions in the video. But you change really who you are at your core. You create a new personality and a new personal reality is what Joe Dispenza would say there. So that was kind of phase 2 for me. I got the intention statement. I began to change my thoughts, my feelings, my behaviors, and my beliefs. I got a new identity, and I began to really believe anything was possible. And then I read a book by Dr. David Hawkins called Letting Go. And letting go, y'all, is the secret that very few of these guys are telling you. It all happens in detachment. Ask any Buddhist, and they'll say detachment's where it's at, where you're not attached to any concern. Ask Jesus himself in the Christian side of faith. Detachment is what Jesus is all about. No attachment to earthly possessions or outcomes that you think. It's a kind of a yielding yourself over to God's divine plan and will for your life. And this doesn't mean what I used to think it means. I used to think it meant just basically surrendering yourself to a plan God has for you that is not the plan you necessarily want, but you're stuck with it. That's kind of how I looked at it. And it's not that at all. You came into this physical body, a human being, but a spiritual being. You're a spiritual being having a human experience right now, not a human being having a spiritual experience, as Wayne Dyer would say. And you came choosing the life you wanted to live to build you into the person you wanted to be. And as you figure that out and you align with it, then you can kind of let go of anything that holds you back from that. Good morning. And once you let go of any attachment to how things need to play out and the outcome needs to be in your life, then you're freeing up energy to let the real spiritual you, that you that exists forever, really flow and create any life that you want to create once you detach from it, once you learn to let go. I've got some videos on exactly how to do that. I'll link one below so you can kind of see that, but it's the art of just letting things rise up in you that hold you back, those blockages of limitation, of limiting beliefs, those blockages of our old us, our past us, letting all that go and just letting God freely flow through you. And you can do it today, my friend. Are you ready? Start your journey right now.